Supercomputing has always been an important part of science and engineering. And this will give the users the ability to run very, very large simulations, which you can't really do on a desktop PC. So whether you want to simulate airflow over aeroplane wing, or you want to simulate weather conditions or wind flow in the city, you need supercomputers. We in Singapore, obviously between NSCC and AI Singapore, we will try to educate the research community even more to get more researchers, more students to use this sort of supercomputing hardware.
The requirement for compute increases day by day, not just in Singapore but around the world. And this is largely due to the trend in digitization in every sector that we are seeing. And specifically for healthcare, this is the largest demand, I would imagine, because you can imagine with the electronic medical record system that we have in Singapore for now more than a decade, we have a lot of healthcare data. And to build all these services, we really need that kind of computing power, right, for us to then model and develop cutting-edge services that we provide to our patients. Having this edge supercomputing capability allows us to overcome all these challenges and process these large data sets so that we can build efficient AI models in a much shorter time. So this is a real game changer for institutions like NUHS.
We have a lot of data here that is well curated from imaging sources, genomic with programs like the SG100K Precise, as well as wearable data from the health promotion boards, various programs. I think all these offer opportunities for the global industry to want to partner Singapore in this area. The availability of the supercomputing resources is an added dimension which other places cannot easily compete with.
We provide climate projections for the next 50 or 100 years in Singapore and the Southeast Asia region. And for that, we need big supercomputers to do our climate simulations. And so we've partnered with NSCC for a few years now as one of the primary supercomputing providers in Singapore to run our climate models. So one of the things that computers do is we take in all the observations from space, from the surface, from aircraft, and we can use that to provide a weather forecast. And so that weather forecast is useful for people where the public want to know where they want to take an umbrella out, or it could be the water utilities board to know where it might flood to give them advance warning so they can prepare for flooding. Or at the other end, if we look 50, 100 years out, it might help Singapore plan for sea level rise. And so the benefits there are we can predict with a fair amount of accuracy. And so that will really benefit those who are planning seawalls or nature-based solutions, mangroves, etc., to know how quickly the seas are going to rise. And so they can plan ahead and using that information that comes out of the supercomputer.
We, scientists at A*STAR, Institute of High Performance Computing, develop models which solve complex mathematical formulations representing the airflow and movements of the airborne droplets around human. So our findings reveal that the spread of the airborne droplets strongly depends on the environmental factors. So with the support of NSCC high computing resources, we are able to complete all those huge amount of simulation run such that we are able to provide a timely mitigation measure advisory to the public.
The CoolLogic heat removal system is a paradigm-shifting way of hoping to bring down energy use for data center cooling. For a typical data center, you can see the lowering of the power, which means for the data center, the carbon emission is much lessened. The second thing is that the use of water for subsequent cooling will be well controlled and can be manageable today. The third thing is the space has been recovered. So you can put more racks, or you can function the racks at that site to be more higher density for use as well.
This Aspire 2A system will be the second petascale supercomputer that we're going to build in Singapore to support all our researchers. This data center, which we are building in the I4.0 building, will be supported by all the catchphrases that you have been familiar with. It will have IoT sensor system to detect the humidity, the temperature, the water flow, etc. This system of data gathering will now feed into a digital twin framework which we have built, and it will be subjected to AI and big data analytics in order to improve the way in which we run our data center. to be as green, as sustainable as possible for petascale supercomputers operated within tropical regions. We are also implementing a decarbonization plan to ensure that the energy footprint and the carbon footprint of sustaining such a high-performance supercomputer will be very green and sustainable. One of our data center halls will be operating without air conditioning. And in fact, this data center that we've built here has already achieved a BCA, Platinum Green Mark certification, which we are very proud of.
ITE and NSCC, we started our MOU in October 2020. We want to bring HPC, the knowledge and the know-how, to our staff and students. We want to co-develop short courses so that we can offer it to the public. And we wanted the IT students to start exploring and innovating in terms of the use of AI and big data. In terms of HPC, we do know that various industries are relying a lot on simulation, modeling, visualization, and all this require big data, require supercomputing kind of speed. So we want to track what's going on there because we know that it could create new job opportunities for our students. We understand that NSCC is upgrading the supercomputer from Aspire 1 to Aspire 2A. And they have offered for ITE to house some parts of Aspire 1. We jump at this wonderful opportunity because it will give us lots of authentic teaching opportunities for our students. And our staff and students, when they do AI or big data projects, they have the power of the supercomputer on campus to support them.
We want to create this platform to further serve an ever-increasing and population of researchers in every single institution of higher learning, in our polytechnics, in our Institute of Technical Education ITE, as well as within our schools. We also want to extend this rich ecosystem of extremely powerful supercomputers to reach and benefit every single one of our research centers and research institutes that are supported by our government agencies. By leveraging on high-performance computing, we will definitely herald the full advantages of digital transformation of Singapore as a smart nation.